Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and being a producer of Wrestle Massacre as well as Inside Movies Galore, I am David Strege, and welcome to Delusions of Grandeur. Enjoy the reviews. I certainly did.
Okay, Dave, that's it. Screw you and your college flunkies. I've had enough of this from you and from everyone else. I know what you guys are trying to do. Break me down, drive me out of the force. Well, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than a lame prank like this to get Curtis Mooney to throw in his badge, so fuck you. Over.
Did you miss me? I guess not.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Delusions of Grandeur. And here I am, and I'm going to go on about another episode of What's in My Room. What these videos are videos of some of my pickups. So, in any case, the first thing that I'd like to go on about is, and I'm not really going to go in any particular order, is not too recently I ordered a film of Charlie Chaplin's from Exclusive Company up in Greenfield. Ended up being like $23 or so. Not too bad, of the Criterion Collection, City Lights. And this is a film from 1931. Very nice DVD edition. Love that it comes in DVD, because I absolutely hate Blu-ray. Absolutely hate. So glad that I was able to pick up that. Just recently I got involved with a guy who collects anime collections and then sells them. So I ended up picking a couple of things up from his stuff that he had for sale. And the first two is evidently this limited edition steelbook of Appleseed. It was a film from 2004, and I have not seen it yet, but I have heard quite a bit about it. It's by Shiro Masamune and Sashinsha. They're Apple Film partners, I guess. And came with all of its. It's a 2-disc thing. Came with all of its paperwork. So that's kind of cool. And it's got some like cool artwork on the inside. So that's kind of cool. And then I also picked up Appleseed Ex Machina from him as well. And this film is from 2007. Also Shiro Masamune and Sashinsha. It says Ex Machina Film Partners. So, I got those two. I also got Let's see. The director of this series is called Yuzo Takada, and it's called Blue Seed. And this has its paperwork with it. Seems like it's like brand new. It's thicker. Looks like it's still got the sticker on it, like it was just opened up recently. Looks like the discs have not much wear and tear. Anime series used to come in these thick packets a lot, and of course stores used to put them white rectangular stickers on it. So that's kind of cool. This is called Blue Seed Perfect Collection, and well, the character design was by Yuzo Takada, and it was based on a graphics series by Takishobo, but this animation series was directed by Jan Kamiya. And then this also had something to do with the series, I guess. It's called Blue Seed Beyond Invasion from Within. So this was directed by Jun Kamiya, and this, to me, has some other stuff to do. This is from ADV Films. So is this other series. So it was very cool to find both things on his person, per se, or in his stuff that he was selling. The next thing is my birthday was just recently on the 17th of June. And I asked my parents to get me this thing that was out of my price range. It was the only thing that I asked for. And I know it was about $250 or so on Amazon. And it's this Al Adamson Masterpiece Collection on Blu-ray. Now, it's on my most hated platform. But it has these films on it: Blood and Flesh, The Female Bunch, Psycho A Go-Go, The Fiend with the Electronic Brain, Blood of Ghastly Horror, Five Bloody Graves, Halfway to Hell, Horror of the Blood Monsters, Blood of Dracula's Castle, The Fakers, Hell's Bloody Devils, Dracula vs. Frankenstein, Brain of Blood, Satan's Sadists, Angels, Wild Women, The Naughty Stewardess, Blazing Stewardesses, Girls for Rent, Jesse's Girls, Black Heat, Death Dimension, Mean Mother, Uncle Tom's Cabin, The Dynamite Brothers, Black Samurai, Schools Out at Sunset Cove, Cinderella 2000, Nurse Sherry, Carnival Magic, and Lost. So it came with this cool book, probably about the history of some of his works. Kind of cool. It's called The Blood and Flesh Files. I still have to go through it. And I believe as well on here is a documentary called Blood and Flesh, The Real Life of and Ghastly Death of Al Adamson. So I watched that. I've watched The Female Bunch. And I've watched Psycho A Go-Go so far. So I'm working my way through this collection. It's not really in any shape of order. It keeps because some of the mean, I kind of wish that they would have done it a little differently, where they would have done it from like the 1960s on forward or something like that. But they didn't, because they got a one from 1960, 1970, and then they got go back to 69, and then they go back to 70 again, then they go back to 1968. You know, it's kind of a mixed matched hodgepodge put together. I feel like they just wanted to, you know, get these on there and out there, and they didn't really care about which order that they were in. It's just whatever looked better for them at the time, instead of having it in any shape of an order of sorts. But it is definitely cool to see each of these posters and whatnot, and then eventually go in and see what they were eventually actually called. And I was actually checking out some of the extras as well as I was going on with this, so that when I actually go on and review each of these myself, if I do get a chance to do that, then at least I know what some of these people have said about being in the films and whatnot. It seems to be a pretty extensive and much of what you see in the documentary, it seems like bits and pieces were spliced into, like the extras or whatnot. Some of them have extras, some of them do not. I guess it depends upon the film. How much extensive bonus features each of these have and whatnot. That's what I plan on doing. So next I have, I ended up finding a copy of Starship Rising at Mega Media up past 76th Street here in Milwaukee by Neil Johnson. Starship Rising, which this is the first film to his stuff. Stuff with Starship Rising, which those were very difficult films to review because there was a lot going on with them. But in any case, next I have a film called Doomsday Device, which I believe was actually called Pandora's Box at one point in time, and this is directed by Christian Sesma. He is a Latino filmmaker. So in any case, so that is Doomsday Device. Then I have a film here called Doomsday Prophecy that came in the mail, directed by Jason Bork. Going to check that out eventually. And then these were, okay, so these actually came first. I actually bought a bunch of films of Neil Johnson's, and I didn't realize they were all Neil Johnson's, but now I do. Evidently, someone who actually knew the director was selling these brand new. These are films of Neil Johnson, and I know I just recently watched another film of his. I wonder if I stuck it over here. But in any case, so next I have, this is a double feature. Evidently, Nephilim, The Demons Are Coming, and Bipolar Armageddon. These are directed by Neil Johnson from Dark Lord Digital and Morpheus Films, along with his Empire Motion Pictures, probably. Next I have Humanity's End, also directed by Neil Johnson. Extinction is Inevitable. The film stars Jay Lazenby, Rochelle Velis, Cynthia Ix, William Tulin, Carrie Nassina, Peta Johnson, and Don Balderramos, Humanity's End. Next I have Alien Dawn, which this was put out by Phase 4 Films, but it was also directed by Neil Johnson. Still Night Monster moves Morpheus Film Production, and I'm assuming Empire Motion Pictures again, since I know that is Neil Johnson's motion picture company. Next I have Alien Armageddon, which that was directed. This was put out by Phase 4 Films and Morpheus Films. Yeah, Alien Armageddon. Next I have Rogue Warrior Robot Fighter. And this one was put out by E1 Pictures, or E1, whatever, Automatic Independence and Empire Motion Pictures. It was also directed by Neil Johnson, and I found that over at Half Price Books. So that was kind of cool. And last but not least of the Neil Johnson films, this is actually my favorite film out of the bunch. And I'm just going to say that because of the history of the film. It's called Battle Space, but it was originally called something entirely different. It originally had like a multi-million dollar deal with some producers, and the money fell through, basically. So this film was directed by Neil Johnson. He did what he could do on the budget that he had to deal with, and he struggled. He really struggled. And there's a really cool documentary on the way everything just kind of fell through, you know. And I really felt for him for this film. But it's called Battle Space, and that was cool. Picked this up for like $10 on Amazon. It's called Bigfoot, and it stars, and it's presented by Matt Burns, who goes under the Absurd Productions Pictures logo. And then we had Jenny Janetti, Matthew Amos, Genevieve Rossi, Hilary Steyer-Zucco, Mel Heflin, Damia Torfagan, Jen Crute, and the film was directed by Mark Byrne, actually. So, in any case, definitely enjoyed this film. Check it out when you get a chance. And then I found a copy of Ronald Reagan's Centennial Collection. And this is an 8-film collection. Originally it came without one of the discs. And though it was taped at first, this thing was sliding around in the thing, broken. But I'm not going to complain too much. But it didn't come with This Is the Army. So I went out and bought a $5 copy of the same film that it shows on the back here, and just fitted it with this 8-film collection so that it just is all together. And the films that are on here are Dark Victory, Newt Rockney All-American, King's Row, Desperate Journey, Irvin Berling's This Is the Army, The Hasty Heart, Storm Warning, and Winning Team. Those are all the Ronald Reagan films that are on this collection, and I thought that this was the Ronald Reagan 100 2011 Centennial Celebration film collection, and I thought this was a unique thing to have within my collection to get my start in on the President's stuff. Next, I have. Alright, so I did end up getting. This is Ultraman Series 5, and it's called Ultraman Ace. This is actually my first steelbook of these series that are out there. That Mill Creek has begun to put out there, and because there are a lot of series of Ultraman that are coming out. Thought this was a cool thing. It's got a little book here in back for it. Little book informational episode thing about each episode. And then this has... Okay, so the discs are stacked up. Seems like there's 1, 2, 3 discs on that side and 3 discs on that side. So this is a 6-disc set. And I'm just going to stick this behind there because that's where it was. But yeah, it's a 6-disc set of this series. Going to check it out eventually once I get a moment to sit down and watch it. Ended up a friend of mine, Septum Sin versus the World, told me that Funimation had actually lost the rights to this series, so I went and picked up a copy of this series, which ended up having the series is called Drifters: Battle in a Brand New World War, and it's got Blu-ray and DVD of it. And it turns out it has something to do with Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate, some of the producers behind those series. And I ended up picking up Hellsing Ultimate some time ago now, but I figured I'd show you. This ended up being like brand new for about $50. That was very cool. The only thing is, it took a long while to get here because that's when the pandemic started. Yay. Next, this was at the Dollar Tree near me. Ended up picking up Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. And it has Steve Carell and Keira Knightley. And it's actually a very cool story. I actually loved every minute of it. Next, I have Heart to Heart Movies and Murder Collection. Evidently, there were made-for-TV movies from the series Heart to Heart. And this says it's all 8 made-for-TV movies. So we have Heart to Heart Returns, Home is Where the Heart Is, Crimes of the Heart, Old Friends Never Die, Secrets of the Heart, 2 Hearts in 3/4 Time, Hearts in High Season, and Till Death to Us Heart. I ended up picking this up at Menards. Very nice set. Started to watch it. Very cool. Alright. So, next I have a movie called Standing Up. A very cool story of a couple of kids who end up running away because of being bullied. And it involves Val Kilmer for all of like 5 minutes, but he's like on the cover. So It's called Standing Up. It's from the acclaimed filmmaker D.J. Caruso. And it's based on the novel The Goats by Brock Cole. So it was a very cute film. Next, I ended up with a copy of The Beaver, which this film was directed by Jodie Foster and stars Mel Gibson as a man who ended up having a relationship with a beaver, and how he was able to work his way through it. Next, I upgraded my Omen collection to this 4 DVD set because I had the original trilogy in a Walmart trilogy set, and my babe ended up my fiance. She ended up upgrading to the Blu-ray, whereas I just wanted to upgrade to the DVD because that's the better format, at least in my mind. Nobody can ever tell me or sell me different, because they just can't. I had the 4th one separate from these 3 films, and I just ended up wanting to have her copies, because there was nothing wrong with them or anything. In fact, they look pretty cool. The only thing wrong with the box itself is there's a little tear right there, but I don't really give a fuck. I mean, it's got Omen 1, 2, 3, and 4 in there, and that's all I really care about. So, in any case, I think that's all that I'm going to show you for today, because I have a ton of other stuff to show you. In any case, thank you so much for listening. Definitely keep a lookout for some other stuff that'll be coming. I'm not really showing you these to you in any way, any kind of an order. So thank you for listening. Have a great day, evening, or morning, wherever you are, and continue to collect if you want. There's nobody stopping you if you really want to collect, and you can collect these too. You just have to have the opportunities or the help to get the stuff that you want. In any case, thank you so much for checking my stuff out, and I just enjoy showing you what I have. Thank you so much. Enjoy.
Here's a choice of food and drink to satisfy anyone and everyone. You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment. Something to please all tastes and age groups. It's 7 minutes till showtime.
Over there.
Over where?
Over there.
Over here?
No, over there.
Over there.
The warehouse is in danger, the goodies we must save. All officers report at once, the situation's grave. Go get 'em, boys, for goodness sake. The culprits must be stopped. We'll make the scene with our siren, your soda pop as pop. Aha! The guilty ones are trapped, we've now performed our mission. But the climax isn't kept until we have an intermission.
It's 6 minutes till showtime.
Martin Music Center carries a complete line of the finest musical instruments and supplies. Exclusive dealer for Hammond, Cable, and Melloid grand organs and pianos. Let Russ Parrish, manager, or Earl Nicola show you the beautiful new models of Hammond organs. Class instruction by the talented teaching staff makes learning easy and fun. So for all of your musical needs, visit Martin's Music Center, 537 North Columbus Street.
It's 5 minutes till showtime. Enjoy your evening to the fullest. How about some snowy, crisp, and crunchy popcorn? That's a fine way to relax. Just sit and munch contentedly while you enjoy the show. Bring enough popcorn back for the whole family. Everyone likes popcorn. And now, Mom and Dad want a cup of good, satisfying coffee. That's the kind we serve, full of flavor and satisfaction.
Folks, it's really delicious, and we know you'll enjoy it, too. At our refreshment stand, you'll find these pizza pies, freshly baked to your order. Make sure you get yours and enjoy it now.
It's 4 minutes till showtime. What's your pleasure, sir or madam, and all you kiddies too? Sandwiches, freshly made from quality ingredients, soft drinks, cool, tangy, and refreshing. A hot dog? There you are, tender, juicy, done to a turn with some fixins. Hamburgers, ma'am? Just the way you like 'em, meaty, moist, and broiled to perfection. Soft drinks, kiddies? Take your choice, cold, tingly with flavor, all your favorite soft drinks for your selection. Something to eat for everyone, soft drinks to make your evening complete. Delicious, fresh, and satisfying to help your entertainment reach the peak of family fun. It's 3 minutes till showtime.
Ice cream bars. It's the handy way to enjoy smooth, rich, creamy ice cream. Get some.
Yes, sir. The hot dogs at our concession stand do rate an appreciative whistle.
It's 2 minutes till showtime.
Yes, there's an air about hot coffee that's hard to resist. Full-bodied, refreshing hot coffee makes any time a pleasant interlude. Won't you have some now?
It's 1 minute till showtime.
Please remember to replace the speaker on the post when you leave the theater.
Settle back now, content, comfortable, well-fed, and ready for some fine entertainment. Is everybody happy? Then let's go. It's showtime.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Delusions of Grandeur with another episode. The second half of my video pickup video here, because I had a huge stack huge couple of stacks to get through, and I wanted to do it in several of them to get this whole monstrosity of pickups done, because I had getting into a lot of anime lately. And I had a huge sale from Sentai Filmworks that I was involved with. There was also a few Arrow and Criterion sets that I needed to pick up. So let me just get started here. So I'm going to start with this little small stack. Oh. It's falling, but that's okay. I can get the rest of this stuff. Alright. So. Let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and OVAs. Is that it, Albert? So, from Brandon, of Septum Sim versus the World, I ended up picking up, and I just want to give a shout out to Septum Sim versus the World, because he's gotten me into anime a lot more. So the first thing I wanted to show you is this 5-set thing of Hidamari sketch. And here's the first season 1 volume. It's got 12 episodes and 2 OVA episodes. Season 2 has 14 episodes and 2 OVAs. Season 3 has got 12 episodes and 2 OVAs. Season 4 has just 12 episodes. And these are 2 special OVAs of the series. Supposedly this series, this Hidamari sketch, is a slice of life anime series. And I'd love to check it out eventually. I also have Cowboy Bebop, the remix series, the complete collection. Ended up picking this up from Brandon because evidently the Blu-ray of the series is actually coming out this next month here. So I have the movie itself already. Just hadn't picked up the series, so gonna love checking out this series eventually once I get a chance here. Next, I already have the High 8 horror anthology on the Sub Rosa Cinema. I believe I picked it up on Sub Rosa Cinema, or maybe I didn't. But I have it under a different cover. So the first one here is under the Raw and Extreme Wild Eyes collection. And I ended up paying $25 to get it signed by Brad Sykes, who was the original director of the Camp Blood, the first 3 Camp Blood films. The third one called Within the Woods, and it says, "David, here's blood in your eye." So, love the fact that I got it signed. Next, let's see. So, I already have a copy of Kurosawa's Dreams, but I have it under a different company label. So, Brandon sent as an extra Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. So, I'll have to show my... okay, so, next is I've got... Let's see, that'll be separate. Okay, so... This... Alrighty. Got that. Look at that. That. Bring up a bunch of this stuff. Alright. So, those 2 came from that. Okay. Just trying to gather up everything. Okay. So, that's anime. That's from that. Okay, so that's anime, that's anime. Don't mind me. Some of these are extras, some of them I just got from other things. Just organizing them. Okay. So, next up is, I have a bunch of stuff that I ended up buying from the Sentai Filmworks stuff. So, here are, I ended up picking up The Good Witch of the West, which is a series that's, trying to look at the director here. Producers. Okay, the director is Katsuyoshi Nakayama of this, The Good Witch of the West. It seemed like not all fairy tales have happy endings. And that I had actually picked up from the Sentai set, so definitely going to be checking that out eventually. Next, I picked up Cheka, The Coffin Princess, the complete collection, 12 episodes on 3 discs, and this was directed by art director. There was an art director. Okay, there's the director, Soichi Masui, and the art director, or the ADR director, was Christopher Aries. And I know that Christopher Aries has actually been a voice animator before, behind several of the series that I have come across. Next, I have Brynhilde in the Darkness complete collection. This is 13 episodes and an OVA. And this is directed by Kenichi Imaizumi, I guess. So, this looks interesting. Next I have Bodacious Space Pirates. And I know that there was a movie that was out there that was on sale at the same time. I just didn't pick it up. I should have. But in any case, this is the complete collection of Bodacious Space Pirates. And it was published by Asahi Novels, Minasuka Uchu Kaizoku, and it was written by Yuichi Sakamoto. And looking for the director. Okay, so there was a sound director and an executive animation director by the name of Hiroshi Takuichi, and the sound director was Jin Akutagawa. So it is interesting. Director and series organization was Tatsuo Sato. Okay, so that was that. Okay, over here. Next I picked up Beyond the Boundary, I'll Be Here. Blu-ray DVD combo set. Director is Taichi Ishidate. Ishidate? So, looks like an interesting... Okay, so it's 2 movies. Two movies. Not a series, I guess. Interesting. Next I have Beautiful Bones, Sakurako's Investigation Complete Collection. And evidently this is all 12 episodes on 2 discs of this series. And it is directed by Makoto Kato. Or Makoto Kato. Whichever you want to call it. It looked like an interesting set from the outreach. I like a lot of darker stuff. So, I thought that this was interesting. So this is Ghosts, Demons, Alternate Realities, Asura Crying Complete Collection. This is 26 episodes on 3 discs. And it is directed by Kaizo Kusakawa. Asura Crying. Next I have Glass Mask, the complete series. And this was a series from 1984 that I had picked up. And its directors Yasaku Sakamoto and Toshitaka Tsunada. 2 girls, 1 dream, and for one to win, the other must fail. Glass Mask. So it should be interesting to check that out. That's from the year I was born. So next I have Flowers of Evil. From the seeds of sin in a soiled gym suit, the flowers of evil grow. And the animation director... Okay, the director is Hiroshi Nagahama. Flowers of Evil. From Sentai Filmworks. Next I have Diabolical Lovers, the complete collection. This is all 12 episodes, evidently, of this series. It was directed by Shinobu Tadashira. And it was put out in 2015. Next I have The Garden of Words, directed by Makoto Shinkai, if I remember correctly. And it was presented by Sentai Filmworks. So, the animation director and character design of this was by Kenichi Tsukaya. The Garden of Words, which really looks like a beautiful film, to be honest. Becomes so much more. That's what it says. So, coming over here with Sunday Without God, 12 episodes and an OVA. Sounded interesting to me. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, or the old order of things has passed away. And this is directed by Yuji Kumasawa. Looked interesting to me. So next I have Perfect Blue. I ended up buying Perfect Blue from Shelf Factory. So this is a Satoshi Kon film, and supposedly it was a film that inspired Darren Aronofsky with his idea and concept for The Black Swan, which was very interesting to hear from my perspective. Okay, so next I have Lady Death, the motion picture. And this was put out by ADB Films, I guess. But I wonder if why this was on Sentai Filmworks. Maybe it was just old stock or something like that. Let's see. I'm gonna open this up real quick to because I have not opened this up as of yet to watch. I do plan on watching it though. I know that there was a big comic book collection of things. Let's see. So this was directed by Andrew Orihuela. So this may not actually be a Japanese anime. I'm not sure yet. But it was on Sentai Filmworks. But that's who directed this. Andrew Orihuela. And then last but not least, I have Cobra, the animation, the complete collection. And I'll show it to you in just a moment. Directed by Buishi Terasawa. That is the TV series, the Saigon Time Drive on 5 discs. The Psycho Gun. "13 episodes and 6 OVAs. 6 OVAs. Interesting. I wonder what and why. Alrighty. And then next, I saw a friend of mine post this series, and I love the artwork for it. This is an animation that I thought looked cool. And this is from Works. It's called Tweeny Witches. And it looked entertaining as hell. It's a series that is directed by Yoshiharu Ashino, and it looks entertaining as fuck. So, the only thing about it is that it is all stacked in one of them stackers, not flippers. I don't know why they got rid of flippers. I just don't get it. So next I have ended up picking up a copy of Maverick and Wild Wild West. We ended up watching Maverick on one of our discussions, and I wasn't entirely fond of it, so I guess we'll have to see. Picked this up at a thrift store that's kind of a bargain shop of sorts here in Milwaukee. It is run by a guy who's actually Hungarian and doesn't live too far from the Unadora Castle. I ended up picking up a bunch of stuff from there, but I ended up getting like 2 to 3 films. So the first that I picked up, I know this is probably a Region 2, but my player back there actually plays Region 2, and it's called Fortress. It stars Rachel Ward, and it says, for one teacher and 9 children, the lesson of the day is kill or be killed. And I've heard that it is a phenomenally great film. Next, I picked this up at Half Price Books, along with that Rogue Warrior thing. Those were my 2 films that I picked up just recently. It was the first time I'd actually gone to Half Price Books after the pandemic had closed them. And then they finally opened up, and 2 or 3 weeks in, I finally decided to go and see what they had. And they had the Mark of Zorro with Tyrone Power in it, Linda Darnell, and Basil Rathbone. This is one of the first films that Zorro was in. So, I'm glad that was in there. Next is a film that was $25. Not exactly cheap, but I was supporting a friend. This was from Vestra Pictures and Morthouse Films Productions. And this was Morthouse Films' first anthology. It's called Dark Web Mystery Box. And it was a film by Tony Newton and Josh Schultz. So, if you do not know anything about Tony Newton, he's been a guy who's been able to have ties with some people to help filmmakers get their short films out there. He's kind of brought about the anthology craze, which there is money in getting your stuff in an anthology, and I thought this was kind of cool. It was a semi-finalist in the Horror Movie Awards of 2020. So, I thought that was an interesting pickup, independent-wise. Then, of course, there was, this was a black and white film that was put to Blu-ray just recently, and I got it signed by Larry Blameyer. It's called Dark and Stormy Night. I have 3 of his Blu-rays now already. And on here, I guess, are 2 more featurettes that he created called Curse of the Drop Truss and The Girl in the Clock. And it supposedly has never before released behind-the-scenes footage. So I thought that this was kind of cool. Getting it on Blu-ray. I haven't checked out the quality as of yet, but I certainly will. Being that that's the third film that he has put out there. This is the second film that I had picked up from the thrift shop. I do not believe that I had this yet. It's got Till Schweiger, Claire Forlani, Fabrizio Bentivoglio, and Alan Arkin in a film called Magicians. And it's directed by James Marandino. It was from Two Left Shoe Films. And it was filmed in 2000. So this looked like it was entertaining. And it has a tagline of Comedy of Illusions on it. If you can see that on the bottom there. So that was pretty cool. As far as my birthday goes, just recently, I showed you in the beginning of the first video that I had gotten from my parents that Al Adamson Blu-ray set. Well, my fiance, Tamara Strand, went out and got me this. This is the Lone Wolf and Cub Criterion set. And what's interesting about this set is it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 films in it. But thanks to Drunken Master Studios, Mo, thank you so much for showing me this. There is a secret compartment, if you do not know this, in the other side of the collection. And it shows you a little space here that can just set a little piece of paper. And lo and behold, this is kind of cool. It looks like a fan at first, but then when you open it up, it's actually blueprints for the actual baby cart that dude carries around to carry his baby while he's going out and samurai and shit. That is fucking cool, man. That is sweet. And I want to thank you for showing me that secret. I would have never known it after it had arrived or whatnot. So that is a cool thing that I would not have known if someone had actually shown me. I would not have opened up the other side for any reason. And I'm not sure if anyone who has this set realizes that that's there, but it's there. But this was my birthday present from her, and I was ecstatic when I got this, because now I can go through that entire thing. I'm going to mouth through them now that I can go through the Toichi set that I have here, and review them, you know. So the next two items I had gotten at Walmart the last time, and I'm not a big Blu-ray collector, but when I do, it's rare. So without the slipcover, I don't care about slipcovers. Slipcovers can kiss my ass for all I care. Slipcovers are not the movie, or any of the special features or anything like that. Why the fuck do I care about that shit? It's just art. Okay, maybe someone created it, but god damn it, why the fuck is there a need for it? Anyways, they had the Candyman Collector's Edition of the Shout Factory at Walmart for $10. I was like, well, you know what? God damn, I'll pick it up. For $10, that's not bad. The other film I ended up picking up was $5, I think. pretty sure. $5 for the Blu-ray DVD combo pack of Dragged Across Concrete. That's a kind of a slice of life movie, and it involves Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn in a story of some sort. So it was entertaining. So I thought that was pretty good. Good. $15 bucks at Walmart. Sweet. That was cheap. And ended up picking up those. So the next thing ended up being this thing was like $80, 75, $80 on Amazon. And then it went up in price from there. But this is the Solid Gold Metal Nightmares, the films of Tsukamoto. And what this set has is Tetsuo the Iron Man, Tetsuo 2 Body Hammer, Tokyo Fist, Bullet Ballet, Vital, Kotoko, Killing, and The Adventure of Denshu Kozo. So, the only film that this does not have... and A Snake of June in there. A Snake of June. So, this is a compact little set. It does not have a Tetsuo 3, however. This says this is the films of Tsukamoto Shinya. And it's got this cool book that probably goes through each of these films. It's a hardcover book. And it also came with this poster, which I'm trying to pull out. Alrighty. Came with this poster. And it's a double-sided poster. There's Tetsuo. That says the Iron Man. Of course, that's what's on the front of this box set. So, I thought this was a cool set to pick up. And, yeah, I got one more movie to show you once I get a chance here, after I show you what some of these covers look like. That's the A Snake of June. This is from Tokyo Fist, and I'm assuming that each one of those labels there are actually switchable. Yeah, they're switchable because the other movie that's on them is underneath. So, but I have one more film to show you guys before I close off here. So I'll be right back. Alrighty. I figured I'd end with this one. This one is one of the Nicolas Cage movies that I had not watched as of yet. And it's called Dying of the Light. and I picked this up at the thrift store. Evidently, it's from the writer of Taxi Driver and something else here. Rush Hour? It's hard to read. It's underneath the Walmart sticker. And Raging Bull, I think. So, this is directed by Paul Schrader. It's got Nicolas Cage, kind of white-haired looking, and he's in an action film called Dying of the Light. So, that is the end of my videos and stuff that I have had come so far, at least movie-wise. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me show you what I've got, and I'll definitely have some more cool stuff show up eventually. Got a lot coming, or getting ready to collect some more anime, and finishing paying off a few people. So definitely got some more exciting stuff to collect, and stuff that I've actually got in my collection that I haven't shown you as of yet. So, thank you for listening. Have a great day, evening, or morning, wherever you are. Just enjoy what I have, and that's what I'm going to do. Thank you so much.
You were good, kid, real good. But as long as I'm around, you'll always be second best, see?